Francine from Tienda Wabas, a bookbinding and paper-making business based in Quezon City. We make all sorts of journals like Celtic Stitch, hardbound, and Japanese tab-bound journals. Today, I'll be teaching you how to make a saddle stitch journal.
There are several bookbinding styles. Saddle stitching is one of the easiest and most versatile bookbinding techniques. You will need a cutter, an awl, a straight needle, a bone folder, a pair of scissors, a ruler, a cutting mat, some thread, some beeswax, some paper for the leaves of your notebook, and some paper for the cover. First, lay your cutting mat flat on the table. For this notebook, I'll be using a thick black sheet for the cover and slightly thinner craft colored sheets for the leaves. I like the cover of my notebook to be thicker than the inside leaves to keep it strong. You want to make sure they are the same size and then align them together. Next, take your ruler and measure the length of the sheets. Your goal is to find the center point of its length. Mark the center with a pen or pencil. Then, you will want to do the same for the width of the sheets, which will give you the exact middle point of your sheet. Then, with your awl, stop the center point of your sheets just enough to mark. This will serve as your middle hole. For this journal, I want 7 holes with uniform distance from each other. So I put 3 holes on either side of the middle hole, 1 inch apart from each other. Feel free to adjust this based on the size of your paper. At this point, double check to make sure your sheets are aligned. Then you'll need to stub it where you marked it again. This time, you'll need to do it all the way through. If you don't want to damage your cutting mat, you can use a piece of cork or cardboard box. For this notebook, my thread is gray. You need to make sure it measures a little over twice the width of your sheets. Use your scissors once you're satisfied with the segment of thread. Now, it's time to wax the thread using beeswax. This is an optional step to make your thread stronger, but you can skip it if you'd like. Simply run the whole thread through the wax around 2 to 3 times. Then, insert your thread in your needle. To lock it in place, pierce the needle through your thread and pull the thread until you have a tight knot. Starting with the non-cover side, stab your needle through the center hole and take your thread through the hole, leaving 2 inches of thread on the other side. Then, put the needle through one of the holes next to the center hole. Make sure to hold the 2-inch allowance to keep the thread in place. After the second hole, put your needle through the third hole, then the fourth hole. Pull both ends of your thread to keep it tight. Then, make your way back to the center hole by going through the third and second holes again. Make sure to keep it tight. Once you've finished the first half, tighten your thread again and repeat what you did to the other side. Put it through the second hole, then the third, then the fourth. Then we go back towards the center, through the third hole, then the second. Instead of going through the center hole, you now have to knot your thread. Cut your needle from the thread, then tie your thread into a knot twice. Put the thread through your needle again, and take your needle through the center hole. You want to put your knot in the middle of your sheets. Cut the excess thread on both sides. Then, gently massage your sheets like this. First, cover side out, then non-cover side out, then cover side out again. This time, we're going to fold it very carefully. When it can stand like a letter V like this, use your bone folder to flatten your fold. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use a pen, but a bone folder is ideal. As you can see, it already looks like a notebook, but it doesn't look too straight. To fix it, use your ruler to mark about a centimeter from the edge of the notebook. Then, we're going to use your cutter to trim the edge off. Use your ruler to make sure it's a straight cut. Make sure everything is aligned before you start cutting. You can't do this in one stroke, so patiently run your cutter down the edge several times. Take your time. Use slight strokes to ensure a clean cut. Make sure your fingers stay out of the way. Once you've cut the excess, put them away. I use mine for paper making. Then, you do the same thing for the top and bottom edges of your notebook. I'm cutting off a centimeter. But what's important is that you don't cut the thread that's holding the notebook together. Again, use slight, gentle strokes. As you can see, it's a straight cut. Then, we do the last side. Again, light, gentle strokes. Take your time. And you're finished! You now have your own saddle stitch journal. If you want, you can use a corner cutter to round out the edges. There are tabletop versions and handheld versions. Remember that you can make a wide variety of saddle stitch journals. They can be any size and thickness that you'd like.
And that's it. Easy, right? We hope you had a lot of fun. Don't forget to post your journal and tag us on our Instagram, Wabas is Sabaw, and our Facebook, Tienda Wabas.